from a larger perspective in the container in which we are operating in at this time, you are being held. And you are being held and supported in a very deep and profound way to prepare for change. For much is changing quickly, and many of you will be experiencing and feeling a great change arriving or coming close to you. It is that you are opening a door that will open up into another door and another door and another and another through what you are asking of as seven gates, seven portals, seven frequencies, the unsealing of seven energies. And in doing so, you will be arriving and attuning to different places that are what you might perceive as power spots or energetic places and frequencies that reside in other dimensions that are not perceived from the perspective of where you are, that are coming back online, that are being resurrected. And that this resurrection that is taking place within your own energetic body. Kalani, I'm known as the Angel Lady. I've been channeling Archangel Raphael, the Angel of Healing, for a very long time, about 37 years, and I'm going to do it again today. So, I will bring in Raphael. In order to do that, I close my eyes, I kind of move around, my hands move. Raphael will say hello, just like that. And wherever you are in the world listening to this in this moment, you're going to say hello back. And when you do that, it connects you to Archangel Raphael's energy and vibration and healing ray of love. And then we have people here in our community who have their hands raised here on Zoom, who will ask questions. If you would like to ask Archangel Raphael a question, you can join our free membership. That gets you the Zoom link, and you can pop in live for these sessions that we have sometimes weekly or mostly weekly. I think we're moving soon to every other week with some other programming coming in. But we're excited to be here with you today. And I will bring in Raphael, and I guess we'll get started. All right. Oh, oh, hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Wow. We are very delighted to come into this vessel and to communicate with you in this way today, as the veil is quite thin during these times, and we often speak of this, and yet things are moving, as you are very well aware, at a very rapid pace, and they shall continue to do so. And we are here from the angelic realm to support you on your journey as you navigate these tremendous shifts and changes that are occurring on a profound and deep energetic level at this time. And so, what is it that you are wanting to talk about?
Well, hello, Angel Raphael. It's so good to be here with you today. And I know lots of people are excited to ask their questions. And I wanted to start by talking about where we are energetically with the codes. We have just finished up the death code, which was incredibly powerful. And we're kind of in this space as we are about to approach the resurrection code. So I know a lot of people are curious, what is this space that we kind of find ourselves in energetically? And what are the seven gates, and how does that relate to the resurrection code that we're about to move into?
Oh, oh. Well, it is that you are in a deconstruction phase as you were dismantling aspects of self and the ego, moving through death and opening up to the awareness of your eternal self as the fear of death began to decompose, as you understand it from this perspective, and are now in an energetic state of purity, a restful state, a place what we would call of incubation, a place of preparation before the actual, what we would perceive through the wording of your experience, resurrection or reigniting, reweaving, activating your light body. And so right now you in a sense are contained. And this often happens after death, especially when one's soul has to integrate what has unfolded in a lifetime, or there was a quickening in the exit, or something occurred in a way in which they have not able to calibrate to the vibration of this new energetic space. They will often go into a place of rejuvenation, incubation, regeneration, a sense of seclusion where one is held energetically. And so, although you may be very active and busy right now in your daily experience and not necessarily conscious or aware of this incubation period, from a larger perspective in the container in which we are operating in at this time, you are being held. And you are being held and supported in a very deep and profound way to prepare for change. For much is changing quickly, and many of you will be experiencing and feeling a great change arriving or coming close to you. It is that you are opening a door that will open up into another door and another door and another and another through what you are asking of as seven gates, seven portals, seven frequencies, the unsealing of seven energies. And in doing so, you will be arriving and attuning to different places that are what you might perceive as power spots or energetic places and frequencies that reside in other dimensions that are not perceived from the perspective of where you are, that are coming back online, that are being resurrected. And that this resurrection that is taking place within your own energetic body. And so your physical body will go through a transformation as your entire collective human species is transcending. It is stepping into a new biological form. And many of you are on the threshold of stepping over into this new energetic template. And in order to do this, you are uncovering, unshrouding, as you will unshroud the space in which you have been held in, to start to perceive and for energies to be revealed to you that connect you back to creation so that you become in union, you become merged, unified, connected to creation itself. And in doing so, certain vibrations, dimensions, energies, beings that have identified themselves as an aspect of you are coming back online, and you are being dressed in a garment of light. You are resurrecting your garment. You are bringing this light body back into alignment, harmonization, and into a state of fullness, in awareness of it, where that in which you had embodied in other dimensions, other experiences, other lifetimes, you will move through the thread of time and connect to these places, receive what was there, and those energies then will be reclaimed. They will be gathered. They will be received within inside your own being. And so there may be a wondering as to, well, what does that mean? For that feels very abstract in my day-to-day life of whatever it is that I am doing. It feels almost like I cannot relate to that, or it is a fantasy or an idea. But from where we are, from the angelic realm and perspective, and my connection as I have moved through this vessel for many years, is that we have been preparing over a period of time for this great transition that you are actually in now in this moment. And as a energy of light, we have come to your planet like orbs of legions of love over different integral parts or periods of time within your historical timeline when there was opening within the field of the human consciousness in which we were able to penetrate the density in order to bring forth messages and memories and teachings and light to support you in coming back into relationship and into union with who it is that you are. And there are moments on the linear timeline on your planet that you are more receptible or able to receive the energies that are descending. And as in the late 80s, during the harmonic convergence, there was a great opening and an awakening, which a descent of this energy moved into pockets around the planet. And there was a spiraling and an unfurling and unwinding of energy within the DNA that began to activate you to have almost like an alarm go off or a memory where you started to open up and the cells began to unravel, in which you were able to receive perceptions and signals that were coming from other realms and dimensions. However, only a small portion of the population was able to receive those signals because the density, like a blanket of energy around the planet, was so heavy that unless one had really come in on a specific ray and a line, a meridian strip of an energetic full connection to that vibration, it was not something that could be touched within their body. But now, over the years, there have been incremental openings, and this level of heaviness and density on the planet has lifted. In a sense, the pores are much thinner, and so the capacity to reach more and more and more and more people to feel the signal of this energy penetrate their body and to receive this movement and awareness and connection to something beyond the perception of their human experience in this dimension and to move beyond the senses in which you are accustomed to is taking place on a much grander level. And so, as you approach the spring equinox and you are in this year of great speed and momentum, this will be a deeply powerful opportunity to merge more and more with creation. And so, through conscious work, effort, and intention, as you are guided by me and other energies that are assimilating and converging for the resurrection light code, which of course is timely as all things are unfolding as they are meant to be, as each code comes in at exactly the right moment, just as the celestial realms are harmonizing and synchronizing for the benefit of the awakening of your consciousness. This particular code resides and comes in during this period of time. Also, we'll be receiving information that will be coming from Three Eye Atlas, which will also be supporting the evolution on a biological level, on a deep cellular level, on the DNA level of the human body, resurrecting you into higher states of consciousness, merging with creation itself. And in order to do that, we will be taking you through these gates, through these portals, through these doors, as you will be unlocking aspects and traveling back to where you have anchored and already mastered within the blueprint of your energetic being, the specific aspects that have been, in a sense, locked off, have been shut to you, that you are so enclosed in a particular narrowed focus of perception through the time sequence in which you've been operating in will break open, meaning that way that you see and perceive and experience time will start to shatter. The illusion and the idea of your perception in the way in which reality had projected itself will also start to dissolve, and the perception of understanding and perspective will begin to widen. And as the lens widens, the capacity to unlock specific energies which you have already mastered in other dimensions that you work on during sleep time, in different states of consciousness, in prior timelines, will begin to converge. And as they start to converge, they will come together, and you will be able to ride these lines of energy, reclaim and attune to these specific vibrations, which will then awaken inside your being. And then you will, over time, through the assimilation and the receiving of the codes that continue to build upon themselves, bring you into the full state of an awakened light body. And that is why the design of the 55 light codes, which, by the way, we will be adding codes to them, although Kelly will not be delighted at this idea, for she was thinking the codes would come to full completion within 3 to 4 years. But when they come into that full completion, you will gather as a single energy of one garment of light, activating and elevating the frequency of the consciousness on the planet. And you will be in a very, very different state and way of being than you are now. The perception of your reality in 2030 and compared to how you perceive reality in this now moment will dramatically shift. And it is that as you move through the codes, one by one after another, in the receiving of the frequencies, you are opening and activating on a deep cellular level your entire energetic light body to be able to embody the light descending upon your planet as you move into the recognition that you are an interdimensional being of light. And so you will travel through these other dimensions, reaching places in which you reside in a state of mastery, in connection with them to reclaim aspects that through conscious choice had been released in order to have another experience. But as they come back online, you will come back into the fullness of who it is that you are, which means you will be a master in awareness of your conscious reality and your weaving and creation of it through the aspect of the light that resides within who you are.
Whew, what an answer, Raphael.
Perhaps our answers are a bit lengthy.
So I just want to clarify a few things because I saw some things in the chat here. And this energy is coming onto the planet regardless if someone is participating in the light codes with us, correct? And people can receive it and are open to it, and it's there for them. And it's good to be aware of what the energy is on the planet so you can open to it. And so if you could speak to that, but as well as, and then we'll open it up to some other questions. How does what you just spoke about perhaps relate to what we're going to experience as health side effects in our body or relationship dynamics in our lives or just different things that impact our everyday life? How is this light that's coming onto the planet really going to shift things, especially right now as we move into this energy of resurrection.
Well, this light is coming onto the planet regardless of whether one is participating in the light codes or not. And it is important to make note that participating in the light codes, in which is an energetic geometric pattern, a blueprint of energy that is a map, like a guide that activates the light body, is one way to assimilate this light and to utilize it to the highest possible frequency for you to embody it with the most ease and grace possible. However, there are other pathways to do this, for this is one in which others may deeply resonate with, which is supportive on their journey. But their journey may also guide them to receive information and different practices that also open up and assimilate this light for them in other pathways. So we are wanting to bring clarity that this is not the only pathway. It is one of many. And one must come into recognition of where their residence is. And they may be drawn to something or a path of initiation that supports them in integrating these powerful frequencies that are bombarding your planet, and attuning to them through the light codes is one way to receive them, but it is not the only way. In understanding and connection to wondering how this will affect the physical body is that, of course, you have heard many times before, and we will reiterate it, that anything within the body that is toxic, that is holding trauma, that is deeply contracted, will continue to come to the surface, asking for attention so that it may be released, so that more spaciousness can occur within the temple of the body to receive more light. If there is complete resistance to change, to connecting to other ways of taking care of the body, one will not be able to embody this light, and the light will almost bounce off of them, which case they will not have the capacity to hold it in the same way. However, the light is very demanding in a sense, in that it is wanting to come into integration, wanting to merge with the body temple, because it resides not only outside from your perspective, but inside. So it is emerging from within you. And as it does so, it will, just like the power of the body to heal in its natural state, will always do what is needed to push the body in order to bring things back into harmony and balance. It will bring to your attention what is out of balance. In addition to that, you may feel a lot of achiness, as if you are clearing or cleansing. You may have headaches or dizziness or ringing in the ears. These are common symptoms are associated with integrating these lights. And of course, you are conscious and aware that the more purified, balanced, sacred, holy water that you drink, the more supportive that is in the cleansing, the healing, and the nourishment, the rejuvenation of the cells to support you in the integration of the codes that are coming in at such a rapid pace. In addition, as much food that can be ingested that has a lot of light in it, where the sunshine has hit it directly, and as soon after it has been picked, it is consumed. The codes coming from the plasmic light that are then integrated on a cellular level. So whenever you can eat foods that have a high content of water, or you can drink lots of water in which you have blessed and is sacred in connection with foods that have consumed large amounts of light and plasmic energy, and the other foods that are root vegetables are also important, for this supports you in being more grounded and connected to the earth. And it is that there is a lot coming from the stars at this time and interstellar objects that are descending codes of information that are moving into not only your water system, but your food system. And so it is important that you are receiving them through the sunlight, the water, the food, the earth, the roots, etc. And that is why the formation or the unfolding of the light codes will guide you deeply in the coming months to the reconnection, to the merging with creation and nature. Through it is that the natural order and commitment and relationship to nature itself will be one of the strongest pillars and guiding posts in supporting calming the nervous system to be able to stabilize during these chaotic times and to support you to be in a state of balance.
Thank you, Raphael. We're going to open it up to other people's questions. So we're going to start now with Ra. Go ahead, unmute yourself. Yep.
Me?
Yes. You're
Oh,
top of the
thank you
list.
so much. Thank you. It's been so long. Hello, Raphael. Hello.
Hello, hello.
Oh, I just got chills. My question is so much around what you just shared with us, but in a different way. I'll make it as collective as possible. It's around plant medicine. For those of us that have experienced intense shaking, somatic shaking, eyes rolling back, um, the purging, a sensation of pulling a thread, a recalibration, followed by submerging naked in the water under the full moon. And it felt like a rebirth or a baptism. What is actually happening through at this level for the energetic body and the soul during these experiences? And no fear was present through these experiences. Thank you so much.
Well, it is that plant medicine is a light code that will come forward in the year 2026. There are certain pockets of individuals who are called by the plants to ingest and attuned to this dimension in which they are moving back through dimensional energetic formations into spaces to recalibrate and create recreations and connections with the plant kingdom. And that is one of the energies that is one of the seven gateways. It is essential that this dimension is then reintroduced, woven, and threaded not only into the light body, back into this dimension as an integral part of your human evolution and experience. And whether the medicine of the plant creates an experience in which you have experience that has taken you to places that cannot be taken to without the medicine, it is important to recognize that every plant carries a medicine. And some take you onto very deep and profound journeys of awakening, and certain pockets of the population are called to engage and to interact with these plants, and others are asked not to do so because it is not beneficial for their psyche and their evolutionary leap in consciousness, nor is it in resonance with their vibration. However, what you have experienced then in doing so threads that energy, in a sense, does it for those who do not need to do it. And because it starts to bring back the messages, the information, the teachings, and the understanding from this particular dimension that is then rewoven into this experience where you are now. So, moving into deep, profound, shamanic, traditional teachings and understandings and connections with the plant medicine is ironically and synchronistically perfectly demonstrated in curiosity that your question was the first asked, one of the seven gateways that we will be perceiving and moving through the resurrection code. However, as much as the medicine itself that is spoken to in understanding that the plant has an energy, an identity, a personality, a purpose, a divine energy in which one comes in to communication with, it is also deeply connected to the stars and to the galactic ones. And so within the plant medicine gateway, not only as it is going deep into the roots and the attunement to the energies of the plant, but it is as above, so below, also attuning to the elders in the Syrian frequency who will be coming forth with a powerful healing modalities to utilize the rays of energy on certain color spectrums and geometric patterns through introduction of energies that will pass through even technologies, not just through the natural systems, in order to create a great quickening in the human body to come into spontaneous and miraculous healing. And so, reacquainting oneself with this medicine, with the elemental beings, with the natural world in its relationship to the stars, and how those stars are mapped inside the plant themselves is something that will start to be understood through scientific inquiry and technological understanding. That the relationship between that below and above will start to come more and more into union as you come more into union with creation itself.
I love you. Thank you very much.
Uh,
Thank
you
you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Troy, you're up next. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Thank you very much, Raphael. I have heard from two or more channels to talk about the solar flash, and one mentioned that the solar flash was necessary for the transformation or transmutation of our carbon-based bodies into crystalline solar light bodies. Is that part of our current timeline? If so, what relationship does it have to the resurrection light code that we're about to receive next month?
Well, it has not been decided as to whether a flash that creates havoc will be necessary for the full awakening, or whether the collective will be able to move into the flame of resurrection in a way that is integrated in a more easy way, should we say. There is a lot of energy, codes, and frequencies coming from the sun in which you are receiving through your pineal gland, moving into your cellular structure, awakening your light body, whether conscious or not of it. However, if a flare of that extent were to occur, it would be a fast route to a quickening on the planet. However, simultaneously, it could create a lot of chaos, or let's say downtime, that could bring lots of gifts and beautiful connections and rekindling and attunement to the natural world. However, it also can create some difficulties and make the transition more sudden, which from the galactics, dimensional connections in their consultations and attunement to the stars in relationship to whether this should unfold or not, is still actually in conversation, should we say, although it does not unfold directly in that particular way. And so there is nothing to fear about this flash, but to know that right now it is coming in intervals at specific wavelengths, at specific time sequences that is ideal for a quickening in the awakening process while doing it in a gentle and easy way. And so just fall into the knowing that you are deeply supported and that there are beings that are looking out for your planet, and that there are actual conversations and decisions, although difficult to fully grasp, between the sun and its relationship to the earth and to humanity and to how it will interact. But the more others can resurrect this light on their own through other processes without this particular jolt, the less likely the need for such a flare to that degree is necessary.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Great question. Millie.
Hello, Raphael. So
Oh.
here, I wrote down my question so that it is concise. Um, when Kelly mentioned recently the number 144,000, sparks went off within me energetically. Early last year, I heard directly from a channeler I have deep respect for that that sorry, channels, yeah, she channels an Andromedan being that goes by the name of Sequel. And she said that I and she, and actually Yeshua, are star seeds from Venus. Apparently, she knew already as a child that she was from Venus. She said that the Venusians are the original star seeds of this planet, and because the Earth was at that point of dissolving, because no one was keeping the flame of the Christ consciousness alive, Sanat Kumara came to Earth as a voluntary exile from his planet Venus to keep the flame alive until sufficient numbers among mankind would respond and begin once again to maintain the focus on the God flame, the I am presence. He apparently was joined by 144,000 souls who also volunteered to assist him in this mission, accompanied by legions of angels. I wanted to ask, what can you share about this? Because I find it quite amazing.
It is that my mission through this vessel is to gather 144,000 of you when you come together with the vibration of love. And it is that this carries a blueprint of the Christ consciousness that then descends and anchors into the planet. It is that this is just one pocket of many, many thousands and thousands, millions of pockets of energy, of nodes of light that gather in this formation of 144,000. But each time this occurs, it is like a star being born, an ignition of light, the flame resurrected, the light emanating not only through your planet and through all living species on your planet, but through all dimensions, through the universe, into places unknown or discovered through the human understanding. And so it is a magical geometric formation of energy that creates a momentous shift, a spark of light, a change, a leap in consciousness toward a vibration that aligns and attunes you to creation as a whole. And so in this pocket, in this node of energy, in this particular moment in which we descend into this timeline as a spiral of angelic frequencies to move through a sequence of energies to unravel and to align with enough to gather to create this formation of this pattern of 144,000 hearts in stillness, in light, in celestial song, in oneness, in love, will create a ripple of light that will reach other realms untouched by the human understanding or even thought form in dimensions and places beyond your knowing. And so it is that this is the mission in which I come to this planet at this time in this particular node. But I am multidimensional and operating not only in many across your planet, but in multiple dimensions and star systems simultaneously, with the mission to ignite these nodules of light in this particular geometric pattern. And this has been done before and will happen again and will happen further in dimensional understandings of what you would perceive in linear time in the future. But there are many connected right now listening to this that are in resonance with this and will start to form a conglomerate of energy, a pattern within your fields. But we are igniting first within that pattern as much light in the light body as possible. Because if the formation of the 144,000 come together, but their consciousness is not at the frequency needed, it won't turn on. It's like an engine that has arrived and it's there, but it doesn't have the gas. It won't have any momentum. It can't get anywhere. So it is like one light body that becomes unified, that then has a very powerful positive impact in the universe. And so the reason that, of course, right now you could gather 144,000 people, but it depended upon the frequency of those that are gathering. And so it will occur at the perfect moment when enough have reached a certain level within their vibratory field that has resurrected enough light within their garment of their light body to then form a particular pattern. And you will notice that the infinity sign will be and is participating in the pattern that is being created, that is overlapping on the Christ consciousness grid to unify the energy and open something within what you often call a 0 point in the center of that stillness. And so that will unfold and it will take place at the perfect synchronistic magical moment when there are enough of you who have dedicated time, energy, and space to the evolution of your own energetic body, your own consciousness, and have moved into a specific frequency that then magnetizes you to one another, in which you will spontaneously begin to gather and collectively find yourself in one unified field, knowing that through the note that will be the sound that will emanate from the resonance of that many gathered in that particular sequence will have an effect through the universe.
Thank you. Amazing stuff. So up next is um, Kira. Let me make sure you can unmute yourself. Go ahead. Kira? Kiara? Yeah, that's you.
Hi, sorry, it's Sierra, but you were super,
Sierra, sorry.
the spelling is, there's a lot of vowels in there. Thank you for that. Um, Hi, Raphael.
Oh,
Um, Thank you for meeting with us today. I hope you don't mind. I wrote my question down so I didn't forget anything. Um, I wanted to ask you, with everything that is going on in the world today in this great time of transformation, there are so many people going through life-shattering shifts, spiritual emergencies, and dark nights of the soul that are bringing up overwhelming emotions and physical symptoms. Symptoms doctors have no answer or solution for, and emotions that are so big that the only solution therapists have is to medicate them rather than actually having tools on how to release or process them. At times, it feels like these experiences could swallow you whole or actually push a person to the point of no return. Um, Archangel Raphael, what guidance can you offer on how to handle or process these overwhelming emotions and the physical symptoms that arise from this process?
Well, we want to bring you through the seven gates to support you. First, to feel protected, to call upon the angelic realm, to feel the wings of light around you, to know that you are safe, to then move into a state and a feeling to allow the joy that resonates inside, although may feel far and distant away, to be found, any remnants of it that exist even from a moment that was fleeting as a child, or the time of holding the hand of a loved one, or petting an animal, or hanging from the tree, or laying in the snow, a connection to a pinpoint, a moment where joy was running through the veins of your being, and to rekindle that joy, to focus on that so much that it begins to expand within your energetic field, and to move into a state of childlike playfulness, to attune to the natural world, to the elements, to the fairies, to the beings of light that are everywhere dancing around the flickering of their frequency, and to bring your awareness to them through spending long hours walking through the woodlands and attuning to the rivers, and placing one's foot at the edge of the water and feeling the breeze of the trees and the chirping of the birds. For aligning again with the natural world will begin to rekindle the spirit within and release the need for communication through the therapeutic old patterns and ways of releasing energy, but to allow the elements to consume that in which is no longer needed to be held, that is heavy and dense within the body. As you align to the vibrations and call upon the medicine beings that are present and available, not only through the plant kingdom that can begin to speak to you and share with you their wisdom and knowledge, and whisper what is needed to bring the body back into harmony and balance. For when the body is out of balance, it is disconnected from the natural realms and worlds. And as it reattunes to it, it will receive gifts that will come from the plants and the grass and the herbs and walking through the fields. For the rejuvenation is easily taken into consideration when one receives the light and the plasmic codes coming from the sun, and the swimming in the ocean waters, and the feet in the sand or on the forest floor, or lying within the moss. For it is the attunement to these energies that is deeply supportive as you begin to bring your attention again to the mysteries of life and the synchronicities and the magic all around, which has been lost and blanketed with confusion and chaos and destruction and pain and suffering. As one attunes their attention and asks for the magical realms to come forward, and the master in which you were, in which you held the kingdom of the elements within your own hand, with the capacity to create, with the quickening of a thought and the feeling within the heart to bring forth the projection of your own reality. And then open to the stars, look to them, and feel into the infinite vastness and the infinite space of who it is that you are, inviting your star family to rekindle and attune and connect to you as the veils are so thin during this time. In the opening and the unfurling of the rose within your heart, receiving the codes of the Magdalens and drinking the well and the water that comes with frequencies of love and light as you align with the indigenous ones and you cut your finger and bring it to the blood of a cut finger of another brother, merging in the memory of the indigenous ways. And it is these seven energies and gateways, when activated and resurrected, releases this anxiety, this depression, this sense of hopelessness, this forgetting as you reemerge in the remembering of who it is that you are and what aligns and sparks the light that has always dwelled inside but has been clothed over by the distraction of the modern world that has cut you off from these deep connections to creation itself. And so begin to call upon us to open the doors within the heart, to feel the wings around you, to feel my light of protective energy holding you in a dome of love as you move through these portals and gateways to remember who it is that you are.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, Sky, go ahead. Oh, my camera's off. Sky, you're up.
Okay, thank you so much. Lord Archangel Raphael. I wanted to really ask you in a straight language, how are you? But in temple language, hello?
Sorry,
In
someone
temple,
just unmuted themselves. Sorry to
yeah.
interrupt you. Go ahead.
So in temple language, I thought I should ask you this. How is it that you are?
Are you asking how I am?
I'm asking, how is it that you are here with us? Yeah, how is it that you are?
Well, I am you.
Yeah,
And so, of course, I am here with you because I am you. Until you are perceiving me in this now moment is outside of you, as I am moving through this particular vessel, but I am inside of you. And so I am you. And so I am everywhere because you and I are one and it is all the same. I am not separate from you, nor have I ever been. And as you begin to move through these great times of awakening, you will feel that stirring, that knowing residing inside of you. For anything in it that I could perhaps in any time share or bring to a sense to bring peace to your heart, you can find inside your own heart, for you do not need to listen to me through the voice as I descend as a spiral through this vessel in order to communicate with you. I'm already communicating with you within your heart. And so we are on the same plane, field, frequency of light, and I am here within you. And so I am you. So who am I and how can I be here any more than how are you here? You are here as your spirit in this now moment has descended to be on this particular frequency, this bandwidth, in which I am merging on this bandwidth with you in relationship and communication, and yet simultaneously I am able to exit the bandwidth and then descend back into it. And when I exit temporarily, I am in attunement with specific teachings and memories in which I can share that perhaps sometimes is difficult for others to reach those other bandwidths because they are operating in a specific one. But I am no different than you, and I am inside of you, and I am always accessible to you because I am you.
I knew that as a child. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Beautiful. All right. I think we're gonna have our last question, which is Yop.
Thank you. Thank you, Angel Raphael, for taking my question. Hello, everybody. I have a question in regards to shared death experiences. And my question to Angel Raphael is, what is the best way to integrate the after effects of a shared death experience?
Well, it is that in listening to the experience, it often opens the consciousness. And often there are woven similarities that come online, and yet there are differences simultaneously. And so the integration is to attune to what frequencies you are aligning with that perhaps are opening pinpoints within your own consciousness to expand it as you move through at some point your own physical transition, as everyone will. It opens the possibilities and widens the lens of your frequency for that conscious transition to occur with more ease and peacefulness. And so it is that many will go through these human experiences in which they will leave their physicality temporarily to return to share their transitional stories, although not always identical, to weave together the memory that awakens within the collective consciousness of their deep recognition and understanding that they are eternal, and the unfolding process that takes place dependent upon the state of consciousness in which they are in at the time of death. And the more one assimilates and integrates these teachings or stories or understandings, they've come into their experience to widen their state of knowing so that at their time of transition, they are more perhaps what you would perceive as properly prepared.
Wow. Thank you, Angel Raphael.
Wow, you're welcome. And so for that, I send to all of you all of my love and all of my light. And I am here and present as you may call upon me, for I have and always shall and do live and dwell within all. Many blessings and good day. All right. Okay, everybody. Thanks for joining today. Sending you all lots of love. Thank you for all the beautiful and profound questions. It was really sweet and special. And I'll see you again soon. All right. Much love. Bye, everybody. Take care.